Leah Tortilla and welcome back for another tasty treat. On this episode of Leah Tortilla, we're going back to the beginning. I'm going to be showing you a new and improved recipe for Chilli Con Carne. If you've been following me since the beginning of Leah Tortilla, you'll have seen that I have done a fully loaded nachos video. Well, on that I do a version of chili to go on nachos, and I do a salsa to also go on nachos. But I've decided that the weather is perfect for Chilli Con Carne, so that is what I'll be showing you today. Feel free to go back into the archives and watch the fully loaded nachos video, but I have to say it's not as good as my new videos, so enjoy this recipe. To begin, we're going to start with my favourite pot. You're going to put a dribble of cooking oil in there and get that nice and hot so we can brown off our beef mince. For this Chilli Con Carne recipe, you're going to need 750 grams of beef mince. We're just going to chuck that into our hot cooking oil and brown it off. And as always, the list of ingredients are listed in the description below. And then once your minced beef is fully browned off, you're going to drain it of all excess oil and you're going to return the pan to the heat. Put this to the side for now, we'll add it back later. So now you've returned your pan to the heat, here I have 2 chopped white onions and 4 chopped cloves of garlic. We're just going to add that to the pan and let that fry off for about 2 minutes. So now that our onions and garlic have been frying for about 2 minutes, I've moved my pan over to a smaller ring and a lower flame, and I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of Chilli Flakes. And then I'm also going to add 1.5 teaspoons of Cayenne Pepper, because it's not Chilli Con Carne if it doesn't have a kick. And then the next dry ingredient I'm going to add is 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. You can just use unsmoked paprika if you prefer, but I feel that smoked paprika just gives the chili a little more of an edge. And then once you've added your paprika, we're going to go ahead and add the main spice to our chili, and that's the cumin. You want 2 tablespoons of this. Right, now you should be able to smell the spices toasting in the bottom of the pan, and you can see that the pan is starting to catch a little. That's okay. We're going to fix that now with 1.5 teaspoons of tomato puree and literally a splash of white wine vinegar. A splash is about a capful. And now all of our spices have started to lift from the bottom of the pan and have combined with the tomato puree to make this beautiful smelling paste. We're going to go ahead and add our minced beef back to the pan. Make sure you mix all of that in really well. You really keep mixing that through the beef. You can hear my spoon digging up the stuff that's on the bottom of the pan. It's not burnt, but if you leave it any longer it will be. So just get all of that moisture, and it lifts the stuff off the bottom of the pan so easily, and then it creates all this wonderful flavour. Take a look at this. Now that our minced beef is wonderfully flavoured, we're going to go ahead and add 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. And as I've thoroughly stirred in that 1 tin of chopped tomatoes, I've decided that this chilli isn't quite moist enough. Sorry if you don't like that word, but it's true. I've decided it's not quite moist enough, so I'm going to go ahead and add a 2nd tin of chopped tin tomatoes. And no, I didn't just spill that on the floor. At this point, I'm happy with the consistency of the chilli, so I've given it a good stir, and I'm going to leave it to simmer for a little bit. But now I'm going to add a pinch more salt and pepper, just to heighten the flavours. Stir that in. and leave that to simmer slightly while I prepare the gravy. Okay, so let me explain. What I've done here is prepare a pint of Bisto gravy granules, so it's like instant ready-made gravy here. You can use beef stock, but I prefer the taste that the Bisto gravy gives to this chilli. So what I've done is 1 pint of boiling water to 8 teaspoons of the gravy granules. If you want half a pint, it's 4 teaspoons. So here, 8 teaspoons of gravy granules to 1 pint of boiling water. And I have stirred that and made sure that there's no lumps. My chilli is over here and it is simmering nicely. I'm just going to go ahead and add this pint of gravy to the chilli. And stir that in thoroughly. This beef gravy basically just gives a richness and a really meaty flavour to your chilli, and it's honestly probably my favourite part of the chilli. This chilli is undeniably delicious. So all of this is combined really nicely. I'm just going to go ahead and add 200 millilitres of water. You can add 200 millilitres of wine to the mix with the onions, the tomato puree and the white wine vinegar if you want, instead of the 200 millilitres of water that I've added now. That adds just a little more flavour to your chilli, but I didn't fancy putting the wine in it this week, so water it is, and that's all stirred in. I'm going to add the lid halfway on to let out some of the steam. I've got this on a medium to low heat, and I'm going to leave it for about an hour and a half. I'm going to come back to it, keep stirring it, but basically you want to leave this to simmer and reduce now until the beef mince is nice and tender, and then we'll add our kidney beans. Just want to show you the chilli in all of its sexiness. Now that our chilli has reduced and our beef mince is beautifully tender, we're going to go ahead and add 1 tin of kidney beans in a chilli sauce. Now you don't want the kidney beans in the water that you just drain away. You want to get the ones in the chilli sauce because that adds an extra depth of flavour to the chilli that you don't want to miss out on. Kidney beans in there. We're going to add a splash more salt and pepper, and then we're going to let this reduce on a low heat for a further 20 minutes. And there you have it, the perfect winter warmer, Chilli Con Carne. Thank you for watching this episode of Leah Tortilla. I hope you've enjoyed this tasty treat. Before you click off this video, don't forget to give this video a like, give this video a share. Leave me a comment because I love to hear what you have to say. And if you really like what I do, and you're possibly new here, then hit that subscribe button and come back next week for more tasty treats. And if you happen to be interested in what I get up to outside of Leah Tortilla, or if you want to see upcoming Leah Tortilla hints and clips and videos and stuff like that, then follow me on my social medias. The links are in the description below the rest of the ingredients. I'll see you next week. Bye guys!